Billin, Uptown Murf.
Top Billin villains.
Yo, I have one simple question for you. Does our man Howie Roseman smashing free agency change the draft board for you? So this is my Think Like a GM series, kind of weekly wrap up where we look ahead, right, while looking behind. Pause. Listen, you got Saquon Barkley in the fold. What does that do for you right there? We know that they needed to add some bodies at the running back position. They get a super premium elite Saquon Barkley, but I still think that body needs to be added via the draft. At least one more body. No doubt about that, right? You get Zach Bond here. Obviously a guy who has not made his mark in the NFL yet. However, he is one of these guys who was damn good in college and went to a team that didn't necessarily suit his skill set because they were more of a 4-3 team. And so he's joining a 3-4 team. Who knows what he can do, but he can play off ball and he can rush the passer with some of the best of them. At least he did in college. And, of course, we can see him on special teams, right? C.J. Gardner-Johnson coming in right here. Yes, sir, right? That right there definitely changes for some people who thought they should draft a safety. I wasn't of the ilk that they needed to draft another safety. Definitely wanted to see a veteran, but more on a 1-year deal. So him signing a 3-year deal kind of complicates things there. But then again, I need to look at the details of the contract to really see if it's a 3-year deal or if it's a series of 1-year deals with qualifiers and incentives and stuff like that there. But hopefully he's here for the long term because that dude can play some football, no doubt about that. He adds value at the nickel position as well as free safety. So keep that in mind right there. Still have Sidney Brown, still have Reed Blankenship right there. That's your tandem of safeties there. Matt Hennessy, swing interior lineman. Hopefully Matt Hennessy is not here to start. I would rather see Steen start, and I'd rather see them add a body in the draft if we're talking about an interior lineman there. Of course, with Cam Jurgens moving on the inside there. I would love to see Steen play on the inside at right guard as well. He can bounce out to tackle if necessary too. So Bryce Huff. You had a lot of people talking about them possibly adding a pass rusher in the first round of the draft, right? Very in vogue right there. A lot of people talking about Jared Verse from Florida State if he were to be available, and several other cats. Bryce Huff takes that off the table. Another person who takes that off the table would be Josh Sweat. They restructured his deal. I can't believe it. Thank God, Arrivederci. I did not want to see Nolan Smith anywhere near a starting lineup or having to play more than somebody like a Josh Sweat. We don't know what will happen to Hassan Reddick. To me, Bryce Huff and Hassan Reddick actually very similar there. I could definitely see them moving off my boy Haas Reddick, my favorite Eagle. Hopefully that doesn't happen and they have all those dudes in the fold. But there is a such thing as a salary cap, and you can't afford everybody. So it is what it is on that front there. Bryce Huff is going to do big work. I'm telling you right now, I can't wait to see him in more of a focus role to see how he does against the run. But he's very explosive. He'll get more opportunity. And he could very well be a mid-double-digit sack guy. I'm talking about 15 sacks and stuff like that as well, too. So Devontae Parker, never been a fan of Devontae Parker. I used to get on Devontae Parker when I covered the Dolphins, and all the fans would get mad. And turns out I was right. They got rid of his ass. Now he doesn't even really make it as a Patriot. So he's about 31, 32 years old now. Does add a bigger body there. He has had some success in the league, albeit in spurts. Devontae Parker, just one of these guys to fill in. Hopefully not like Julio Jones. To me, I would still add a body. I think we need a slot receiver if they don't re-sign or do something with Olamide Zaccheaus. I want Zaccheaus back. That would be the guy. But, man, I would love to see somebody like my boy Lab McConkey. Can you imagine him in between A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, pause, with the type of slick route running and explosiveness he has? What? Come on, man. Now, you know Lab McConkey has to be pretty special for me to even suggest it because I hate that, Georgia Eagles shit or whatever like that people be saying. Come on, man. I cannot stand that, right? Mad disrespectful to the great Eagles, right? So the Eagles are definitely more than Georgia players. And there are more great players across college football than just at the University of Georgia. But you can't front, man. Ladd McConkey playing with or playing in that slot role, right? He could play on the outside as well. But playing that slot role with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and a Kellen Moore offense, right? Although Kellen Moore does seem to like bigger slot receivers, I'm sure he can make do with a guy like Ladd McConkey because that guy is damn good. Hands, route running, speed, everything you can think of. And I wouldn't be opposed to targeting him with the 22nd pick. Why? Because of how Howie smashed free agency. So it resets things for me. At first I was thinking there's no way you should not go cornerback at that. But now if you think about it, they played 2 rookies at the end of the year. You do not know how they feel about them, right? For the future. They could be the future of the team, right? Hopefully not, right? Just me, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully it works out for the best for them, and that would be cool with me, right? I have no qualms about that. Even what I thought about Kelly Ringo and still think about him. If he can prove himself to be worthy of the job, man, I'm all for it. No doubt about that. But I have my reservations on him. Eli Ricks, same deal right there, man. Even though I think he's a little bit more talented, not as good as an athlete, but they did get a ton of time at the end of the year. And the contract situation states that you have to bring back James Bradbury, and, of course, Darius Slay as well.
I think I played an amazing game this week, man.
So something or nothing may happen, right? It remains to be seen at the cornerback position. So if you did target one, maybe in the second or third round will be all good there. So you can pretty much play around with it, right? A wide receiver and just really flex off an offense like that would be incredible. But I would definitely love for Olamide Zaccheaus to come back and for them to actually utilize him there. So Kenny Pickett here on a 1-year contract. I've already made my feelings known about that. Tanner McKee is a cat that I wanted to see with that backup role, but hey, it's a backup role, right? We got King Jalen Hurts. That's all I really care about anyway. So hopefully we never have to see a backup play unless it's in a straight up blowout, right? So it doesn't matter if it's Tanner McKee or Kenny Pickett at that point right there. So not pictured though, my man Devin White. So what does that do? On a 1-year deal with Devin White, I don't think it does much. It can definitely be a prove-it deal for somebody like Devin White, but he's made a name for himself, albeit however people want to describe it, and he could warrant probably more money than they would be willing to pay if he goes out and blows it up this season. So if he did go out and killed it right, he'd be entering his age 27 season in his next contract. Signing him to a 2 or 3 year deal after that would be dope, right? Kobe Dean, I keep stressing it right there. That's the man right there. They're still very high on the Kobe Dean, it appears. So we shall see how that works out. With those two guys next to each other, man, I can see some big things happening right there. Guys very similar in the way they get down with the game of football there. But guess what? It doesn't matter to me. I still want one more body added via the draft. And a lot of people were talking about Edge Cooper. So I want to get back next week, right after I did this wrap-up deal right here, and get back into my profiles and film this section of the draft prospects and stuff like that. So Edgerrin Cooper's one of these guys I've been labbing anyway, and I think he would be a really good fit there. So he can learn for a year from a guy like Devin White. That would be dope. Work him in there and of course, have him there in case of injury. I could see Edgerrin Cooper being the pick. He would not be my number one. Of course, I've already told people who my number one is. You got a 1A, 1B with Jeremiah Trotter, my dude, and Junior Colson from Michigan. So I would not be opposed to Edge Cooper or even like a Peyton Wilson at NC State and these guys like that either. So don't get me wrong. I'm open for business, no doubt about that. So let me know what this does for you. Does this reset the draft board for you? And where would you like to see the Eagles go with that first pick in the first round and then beyond that as well? All right, it's your boy Jersey Murf as always. Much love to everybody out there in Jersey, Philly. Much love to everybody out in Chester, Pennsylvania too, baby. We'll be getting down in Chester, PA, right? Much love to you guys out there. Shout outs to Newark, Christiana, Wilmington, Delaware, Newcastle as well. Elton, Maryland, stand up. Yep.
Top Billin of Town Murf.
Top Billin.
Top Billin.